Very often, my clients are absolutely concerned with filing bankruptcy from a psychological standpoint. It's very difficult for them, just the concept of filing a bankruptcy in and of itself. Some people say, I never thought I'd go bankrupt. Well, you should know the word bankrupt doesn't exist in the lexicon of bankruptcy law anymore. I'd like to think of bankrupt as a noun in end state. It doesn't exist. The bankruptcy is more of a verb, an action state. You're filing bankruptcy to get relief, to move forward, to take advantage of laws that are extremely beneficial to people in our society. I've explained on other videos why that is. But essentially, it's important to understand that in large part, the stigma of bankruptcy is created by the credit card industry and also by our own perceptions of quitting or not paying back debt that we owe. But when we think about that, it can't be so simple. In the old days, we didn't have complex interest rates that jumped up for any reason at all. 19% interest, 26% interest. It's just insurmountable. There's only so many nights you go to bed at night, you've done the right thing by your family, you've gone to work, you've done the best you can, you lay your head on the pillow and your eyes are wide open. How many nights can you go through that when you have the United States Bankruptcy Code written to help you? That's the point. There's laws out there that recognize that the stress and the pain you're under should be alleviated. There comes a point in time. And no, even in our ancient religious texts, there's always provisions for relief of debt. There shall be a relief of debt. In that respect, I'd like to talk to you about some of the stigmas that are associated with filing for bankruptcy. For instance, oftentimes people say, how will I look? Well, this isn't how you're going to look to your neighbors or your wife or your kids. Most people aren't going to see this unless they go on the United States Bankruptcy website and try and purposely find if you filed bankruptcy. Have you done that about your neighbors and friends? So it's not about that. When you say, how am I going to look, you're really talking about how you're going to look to the credit card industry. Who cares? There's a priority here. It's your life. It's time to move forward. I like to compare it to people who have a fever of, let's say, 103 flu. You're not talking about how you look. You're not fixing your hair. You want to get better. Once you're better, then you can take care of how you look. So I like to say that the Bankruptcy Code can help cure the financial ills, and then you can rebound back and start to build your credit again. Also, people say, I can't get a loan for 10 years, I can't get a loan for 7 years. There's a lot of confusion about that. There are some complex formulas that dictate when you can file bankruptcy again. They have nothing to do with when you can get a loan, when you can borrow money to get a car, when you can buy a home. Those laws that you hear about, the 7 years, the 10 years, that has to do with provisions in the Bankruptcy Code that say once someone gets a discharge being wiping out their debt, how long must they wait before they can file bankruptcy again? As far as borrowing money, it can be difficult, but most entities, most lenders will get back in the business of lending money to people who have a bankruptcy on their history. I've represented people who have bought homes 2 years after getting a discharge in bankruptcy. And as you know, corporations file bankruptcy and get money, they get loans. So there is life after bankruptcy, absolutely. In fact, the point is there's a better life for you getting rid of the financial stress, moving forward in a very positive way, and then dealing with the need to get credit later, if you even do need to get credit later. So we'll talk about all these things in a very specific fashion in your case. Call me. I understand some of the sensitive issues. If I don't know them, tell me what you're going through, what you're thinking, and I'll work that into our representation and consultation to make sure that the Bankruptcy Code provides you the best fit for your financial relief.